What is happening, savages? You're listening to Immortal Coil, your future minister of whiskey mysticism. Revolution is my name. And today, we're talking Madripoor. Now, before we start fighting too many ninjas, I'd like to ask you to like, share, subscribe. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you want to see on future editions of Savage Spirituality. As of the recording of this video, we're 3 episodes into The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Now, so far for me, personally, it's been hit and miss. There are some really good action sequences in it, some pretty interesting dialogue in it, but Disney is thumping identity politics so hard in this show, to the point where it's annoying to people like the Fandom Menace, where we just want to see a good story told. You don't have to keep making points about race relations and all that kind of stuff. The longer we keep on forcing a divide between the shades of humanity, the longer people are going to come at it from that mindset. I suggest a healthier mindset would be that of the original Star Trek series in the 60s. And back in the 60s, show creator Gene Roddenberry had enough foresight to realize that all that stuff should be left in the fucking past. Let's work together. It's not about who's the best Asian guy to fly a ship. It's who's the best guy to fly a ship. It's not about who's the best black person to run communications. It's about who's the best person to run communications. It's not about who's the best alien to be the science officer and first officer. It's who is the best qualified Starfleet officer. And if it happens to be black and Asian and non-human, then so be it. We're trying to build a crew here. We got to go out there for 5 years to some place that we have no idea what's going to happen, so I need the most qualified people next to me. Jim Kirk, 23rd century. So the Falcon is obviously African-American from Louisiana dealing with family and bank problems. So I know for a fact that they're going to use his character as a lens into certain aspects of the African-American experience as it exists today. But anybody who reads these comics knows that both Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson also took turns donning the mantle of Captain America. Now, we're only 3 episodes in, so I know that this is going to have enough room to develop, but I seriously hope that it's not going to be a white person bad TV show, because that just ain't true. Evil has no racial preference. Neither does stupid, by the way. So the interesting thing about this new episode 3 is that a significant part of it takes place on the island nation of Madripoor, which I'm a huge Wolverine fan. Don't know if you can tell, but Madripoor was created by Chris Claremont during the 80s for the New Mutants. That was the first time that anything like that had ever happened. Issue 32. But in Marvel's Wolverine solo series, Wolverine goes to Madripoor all the time to hide out, to lay low, to gather intel, to hunt bad guys, what have you. And kind of like Clark Kent, Wolverine usually puts on a white tuxedo and an eye patch, calls himself Patch, and then expects nobody to realize that he's Wolverine, which I don't know how many people you see with the chops and the devil horn haircut. But apparently in Madripoor, that's not a big deal. Significantly in the show, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier go to the Princess Bar, which Wolverine has tore up so many fucking times getting in fights. He's been shot multiple times. He's been stabbed, hit with furniture, hit with liquor bottles. He's cleared the room countless times, leaving like dead bodies and pissing off the bar's owner, who did not appear in this episode. But the fact that Madripoor as a location and the Princess Bar in particular are taken directly from Wolverine and X-Men, we have our first foray into the mutant phenomenon. So how's that going to play out? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. If mutants are going to be exported from a different universe, which that's what I think is going to happen. I think Stephen Strange or Wanda, is going to be responsible for the introduction of mutants, whether it's like through chaos magic or if they're literally taken from a different universe. The other thing that is worth pointing out as an Easter egg is you keep on seeing the Red Hand. And the Hand is a gang of ninjas that are basically the top organized crime leaders operating out of Madripoor. And there were typically 5 fingers of the Hand who led the organization. So in the comics, Wolverine fights the Hand quite often. That scene from The Wolverine, directed by James Mangold, where he's being constantly shot with arrows from the ceiling and all that kind of stuff, that's pulled directly from comic book reference material. Now, in that movie, he's obviously in Japan and not in Madripoor, but, who knows? There could have been some sort of a legal problem because that's before the merger of everybody and everything else. So will we see mutants and X-Men in this series? I really doubt it. I just think the Hand is going to have something to do with shucking around the super soldier serum in context of this show. So that's what I noticed. What did you notice? Talk to me in the comments, and we'll get back at you later.
Yes!